Asalamualaikum, sister. Thank you for writing to our live session. And I'm really sorry to hear what you're going through with your husband. As I understand, you're 32 years old and you're 2 months pregnant. Congratulations. But you stated that your husband's very controlling and he always insults you because you feel you're a little bit overweight. And he, criticizes your looks and he criticizes low grades in school and college, and he keeps telling you that you're of no use. um, Sister, that is not a Muslim husband, okay? In fact, he's very haram and he's very sinful. Allah created marriage to be a mercy, to be a blessing. He created spouses, to be a covering for one another, to be kind, to be loving, to be understanding, to be forgiving. And, the man is supposed to protect his wife, but he's not protecting you. He's the one that is hurting you. And according to what you have written, he's emotionally and mentally abusive, and he's also physically abusive because he slaps you when he's angry. So that right there, right, because you're asking if it's okay to get a divorce, all of those are grounds for divorce, right? Allah hates divorce, but Allah also despises and hates an abusive husband, and he hates oppressors. And that's what your husband is. He's not kind and loving. He's an oppressor and he's an abuser. So, being that he is physically abusive to you, I cannot suggest that you try to work out the marriage. So, sister, what I'm going to suggest, inshallah, is that, you try to find a way to leave the home safely, right? I kindly suggest that you call a crisis center near you, like where you live, or go to a domestic violence shelter, or call the domestic violence hotline, explain your situation. Also, and first and foremost, if you have family in the area or family that you can go to, please go to your families. Or if there's a close sister nearby that, has room for you, go stay with a sister. Because where you're staying now and the marriage that you're in is extremely toxic and it's dangerous. And what's more is you're pregnant, right? And think about how it would be to raise a child in an environment like that. It's bad enough that your husband slaps you and is abusive towards you, but can you imagine if he was abusive towards your child? And as Muslims, we're responsible to Allah for the children that we bring into this world to keep them safe, right? And to raise them in a kind, loving household, which doesn't sound like your husband is able to provide that. It sounds like your husband has a lot of issues of his own, and he sounds very much far away from Allah and Islam. And you are a beautiful young sister, and you sound like a really wonderful wife, and you're going to be a wonderful mom. And you're going to need an environment that's loving, kind, safe, and supportive. So please do reach out to the resources around you. If there's an Islamic center in your area that assists women, please reach out to the Islamic center or the masjid. Also, you might not want to let him know if you're going to leave, inshallah. You might not want him to know so he doesn't become more angered or enraged or have any reason to harm you. So if you do plan to leave, please do cover your tracks, right? And I mean, like, if you're looking on the internet, erase the cookies, erase the browser history, etc. That would be like your phone, your computer, whatever. Also, when you talk to anybody, make sure it's in private, etc. But you really do need to make a plan to leave safely, and hopefully, get a divorce. Secondly, sister, I would highly suggest that you get counseling, because most women who have been in abusive situations do have some trauma, depression, anxiety, and so forth. So you may want to, look in your area and see if there's a counselor as well that you can, start counseling and start on that healing path. Because you're going to have a baby, and, inshallah, once you get out of the situation, you're going to have a beautiful life, sister. Right now, I know it hurts, but inshallah, it's going to get better. And please, please, I know you're depressed, and I know that this is painful, because nobody gets married, right, and plans on this happening to them, especially as Muslims. We just don't think this is going to happen, right? This is not our deen. This is not, our Islam. But please do not think, about killing yourself. And I want you to make a promise to, either your mom or your sister or a close friend that you will not harm yourself. And I want you to write it down on a piece of paper and keep it somewhere safe, as well as let somebody very close to you know. This is how you're feeling. And also, if it becomes very strong, I want you to go to the nearest emergency room, and at the same time, call on your cell phone the suicide prevention hotline in your area. But you have everything to live for. You have a whole future ahead of you. You have a beautiful baby that Allah has blessed you with, and things will get better. Things will get better. There is a way out, and there will be help, and Allah will guide your footsteps, and Allah will make your path for you and your baby, and He will protect you, and you will, inshallah, heal and start a new life with your precious baby. So please, sister, try to just take these first steps of reaching out, to your family, sisters, people you're close with, and let them know what's going on. Seek help to get out of that situation, file for divorce, and counseling to start your life over. Sadly, you're not alone. Millions of women worldwide go through abuse, and they go through the same feelings you're going through right now. They don't want to live, they're depressed, they don't see a way out. It's horrific. It truly is. And our way of life, our religion, Islam, is the most perfect and the most beautiful religion. But yet, we have a high rate of domestic violence. Things have got to change. But anyhow, like I said, you're not alone. And with that said, I'd also encourage you to reach out to Islamic support groups for women who have been through domestic violence situations and are survivors, or who are going through it currently. And that can offer you a lot of coping skills as far as looking for resources and dealing with the emotional trauma and the pain. It could also show you the light and the hope of other women who've gotten through it, and they can help you. And sometimes our sisters are such a blessing to us, you know what I'm saying? And who knows, you'll probably meet sisters who will end up being your lifelong friends as well. So inshallah, sister, please try a few of the tips that I have suggested. Keep yourself safe. Yes, you can get a divorce. It's not going against Islam. No, it's not. What is going against Islam is the way your husband is treating you. So you have every right to divorce. And please know that life will get better. Know that Allah is going to bless you and your child. And killing yourself is not the way. It's not, and that's a sin, that. But secondary, you have a child growing inside of you that wants to live too. So if you're feeling suicidal, please do call the hotline and go to the emergency room immediately. And with that said, you are in my prayers, And please do write us and let us know how you're doing. We wish you the best.